After 15 months of devastating fighting in Gaza, a ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas is days away from taking effect. Here's the very latest tonight. The deal calls for a phased release of Israeli hostages and Palestinian prisoners and a withdrawal of Israeli forces from parts of Gaza. One of the hostages expected to be released is a Chapel Hill man, Keith Siegel. The ceasefire and hostage deal is expected to go into effect January 19th. The U.S. Defense Secretary saying tonight the deal, quote, must be implemented rigorously.
After months of determined diplomacy, many people are still wrapping their minds around the fact that this is really expected to happen. Tonight, WRO's Carly Haynes talked with people living in the Triangle who have direct ties to Gaza and Israel. Carly, a lot of them are still reluctant to get their hopes up.
Right. They want to make sure that it actually happens. As you've said, we've spoken with people who do have loved ones in both Gaza and in Israel, and this announcement of a deal is a big update for people in the Triangle. Now, experts say that the Israel cabinet still has to accept the deal, but at this point, we say it's safe to be more than cautiously optimistic. Protests calling for a ceasefire in Gaza and to bring hostages home filled Raleigh for more than a year. Tonight, a first look at what's ahead.
You know, there are three phases to the ceasefire, and even then it's still a ceasefire. It's not anything like a peace agreement.
We spoke to Bruce Gentleson, a Duke professor and expert on foreign policy. He says this pause in fighting is not a resolution.
Nevertheless, I think this is an achievement. It potentially means fewer people are going to die.
The deal means releasing hundreds of Palestinian detainees. In exchange, 33 hostages. That includes Chapel Hill native Keith Siegel. His childhood best friend has waited for this.
I really hope that he comes back with his spirit intact and can come back and be the kind of person he always was.
Though a lot can happen in 6 weeks, Gentleson says if one side violates terms, the ceasefire conditions can crumble.
Because even if the parties, the Israeli government and leaders of Hamas are committed to the deal, you can have what they often call spoilers on either side that try to blow it up.
It's a long, drawn-out deal with the world holding its breath. And the caveats are a big part of this. Negotiations for Phase 2 will only begin once Phase 1 is underway. Carly Haynes, WRL News, Live in Raleigh.